So being the only guy on yearbook staff. Sophomore year, I heard about the going and trying out for a yearbook, and I thought, it'd be a good idea, something new to do, meet some girls, right? So sophomore year, signed up for it. Went down to the yearbook room, wrote my name on the list, and did all that stuff that you need to do. And it said that I had to put my phone number down so that they could text me or call me and let me know when to come into the interview. And so I get the call, I think about a week later, maybe a few days later, and I go down to do the interview, and I'm supposed to sit right here at the center of this circle. They formed all the desks in like a little circle, and I sit down, and I don't even remember the questions. That was sophomore year, but I just remember it was like some awkward questions. It was weird. So I've got like 15 girls interrogating me, I guess. It was interesting. It was good stuff. So then it was about 3 or 4 weeks later, over there in Column, they announced the new yearbook staff, and when I heard my name, I was like, yeah! And then I also realized that I was the only guy. So I was like, huh, this may or may not be a good thing. I think it's gonna be a good thing, right? Yeah. So next year comes up, and on my schedule, third block, got yearbook. So start going to yearbook, and I go in. I was like really quiet at first, I was like, I didn't want to talk to him. I was like really nervous. Plus I'm the only guy, right? And so it was interesting. I started doing all the yearbook stuff. Started learning how to work on pages and editing and stuff like that. And I learned pretty quickly that it wasn't the easiest thing to do. I was thinking, yearbook was going to be pretty easy, laid back and chill, and it was laid back and chill, but at the same time, it was hard work. We had to stay out after class. We worked during lunch. It was hard working. People don't really realize what goes on behind the scenes, how hard it actually is to do the yearbook and everything. I can't remember what my first pages was. I remember one of the first pages I did do was the cross country page, because I was on cross country, so I requested it. I was like, I'm so excited I got to do it and everything. And so that was probably one of my, both years of yearbook, that was probably my most enjoyable page. Second year, however, the page I hated the most, we were trying to get some filler pages because we had a lot of pages to do, because we had already signed, that's on the yearbook company who prints them out for a certain amount of pages. Well, we started doing the parking lot page. We were at a new school and everything, and so I was in charge of the parking lot page because no one else wanted to do it. Yeah, that was a disaster. That was like a crashing, burning plane. I redid that page 5, 6, 10, 15 times. It sucked a lot, and I hated it. I wanted to just quit the page, but I wasn't allowed to, unfortunately. I remember the first year we were allowed to leave campus to go do whatever, get sponsors and stuff for the back of the yearbook, Well, we would leave to go eat a lot, and I'm like, I don't have a car, I can't drive yet, I didn't have my license. I didn't get my license till the summer between my junior and senior year. So here comes senior year, right? And I've got my license, got a truck now, I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna be driving to go eat now. I don't have to be always riding passenger or whatever. I actually get to drive now and everything. Well, we weren't allowed to leave campus anymore. We kind of got in trouble the year before for leaving campus and only eating and not eating the sponsors. So yeah, ended up not getting to drive. I was very disappointed about that. We still ordered food though. We ordered Domino's and all sorts of stuff. With the new school, we had new Mac laptops, because my first year we had the old school monitors and everything, but the new school, because there was flexibility in another school, but the new school we got MacBook Pros. I fell in love with that computer. Well, anyways, back to the first year. So started out pretty cool. I was quiet at first, and then I got pretty talkative, you know. I started getting to know everybody, and everybody seemed pretty cool, and everything was going good. And we had 4 editors. We had an editor-in-chief and then 3 different other editors. So there was 14 of us, I think. 13, 14, 12, something like that. And it was good at first, like I said, but then that's whenever the kind of rivalries started, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, it became a slight issue. We had like 4 different groups, like separated from everybody else. Like we were working together, but we didn't exactly agree with each other. We had 4 separate groups. So there's 2 people who were floaters. Like, you know, we floated from each group to each group. We weren't like part of either one. We just like, we talked to everybody. We weren't specific to this clique or whatever, you know. I was one of those, and then Kayla was. So we're like kind of like drifters, you know. We're going from group to group, you know, just like chilling with everybody. We're not trying to be against this one person and this person, but basically there was rivalries, and it became an issue to where our yearbook advisor ended up having to sit down and talk to she ended up kicking everybody else out except for the 4 editors. Kicked everybody else out of the room, and we went and like somewhere on campus. We just like sat and chilled, and it was for a long time too. And then we found out that, you know, we walked by trying to check on see if we can come back in the classroom, right? It's like 30 minutes later, and we go in, or no, we're walking by the door, and we still see there, and Miss Easton, she's mad, like she's yelling. I'm like, oh no, not time to go back in. Walked back outside, went and told everybody. I was like, no, we're not good. We might want to stay out here a little bit longer, you know. Eventually we went back in, and everything was good for a while. And then it kind of went back to it, but it wasn't nearly as severe as it used to be. And throughout the year, we grew and we bonded and everything. It was really nice. We got close with each other, became a family, and, you know, we helped each other with everything, like personal and whatnot. Now, like I was saying, you think it'd be good to be the only guy in yearbook staff, you know, all these beautiful girls and everything, and you're the only guy, right? Wrong. It was not that great. So, like I said, we got close and became like a family and everything. So, everybody got more comfortable with each other, talking about stuff with each other. Well, I learned a lot of stuff about girls during that year. Not necessarily stuff I wanted to learn. Yeah, wasn't the greatest. But, it was interesting. It was an interesting experience, you know, and to be honest, I wouldn't have had it any other way, you know. It was a good experience, and I loved it. I loved being on a yearbook. I loved dealing with all the drama and stuff. I mean, I hated the drama, but I loved the experience of it, I guess you could say. Like, everything put together just kind of like worked perfectly. You know, so by the end of the first year, we finally become like, we're this close-knit family and everything. And then we've got the 4 editors who are seniors. They're all leaving, right? You know, sad. You know, because we became a family. We loved each other. Even though there was our differences and we didn't like certain things about each other, but we were still tight, and it was great. It's a bond like no other, being on yearbook staff. You go through a lot together, so much troubles and stuff, you know, and you finally get this end result. You finally get this yearbook, and you're looking at this, you're like, I made this, right? I helped make this. I did. You're looking through, you're like, oh, I did this page. I helped this person this page. I took pictures for this page. You know, it's like so happy, and there's no other feeling like that, you know, knowing that you just did something. You helped make a piece of history, because that yearbook is going to be around for decades, centuries, maybe even longer. We still have a part of the yearbook from the very first Ocean Springs High School. It wasn't even the actual called Ocean Springs High School. It was the first like school. We had that from like 1911, 1922 or something, and it's just a cool experience, you know. We made history, we documented history. So it's going to be like 60, 70, 80 years down the road, we're going to be looking back in these yearbooks, and it's just going to be like, wow, I remember, you know, I remember working with Pierce on this one. I remember Morgan helped me with this. I remember Kristen, Brielle, Kayla, she helped me with this. All these people helped me with this, you know. Or I did this one all on my own. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself, and it's quite the experience. And though there was hardships, there was problems and issues and stuff, in the end I wouldn't change a single bit of it, because we're a family. We became family and we love each other. And it's a bond that's not going to just end. It's a forever kind of bond, you know. So yeah, I like that. And then, so next year comes along. I was so happy because I was no longer the only guy on yearbook staff anymore. Tyler and Taylor, thank God I wasn't the only guy who had to deal with all this stuff anymore, all this drama and everything. We had a few more people this time, and we had our rough edges. It was rough at first, you know. There was some issues going on, but in the end, we got everything done and created yet another family bond. And at the end of at the end of both years, we end up getting this little this banquet together. And at this banquet, basically there's a slideshow, right? So both years, you know, it was crazy. We go to this place called Tanisha. It's downtown Ocean Springs. It's downtown Ocean Springs, right? And we go in, and it's a cool experience, you know. Just looking back on these slideshows, it's got like baby pictures and younger pictures of us as the yearbook staff, you know. And then also it has stuff from during the year, you know, working on the yearbook, going through all this hard stuff that we had to go through, and it was awesome, you know, to look back on that. It's something else, you know. Not gonna lie, both years at the banquet during the slideshow, I might shed a tear or two, maybe one or two, just a little bit. 'Cause yeah, I mean, you know, we all became family. It's so nice to like look back on all this hard work we did. See, like, you're looking at this picture, like, oh yeah, I remember that was like the second month, you know, and we were going through problems at this time, but you know, we got through it, and it was something. And we became a family. We were a family, like I said. It's a bond like no other being on yearbook staff. You know, we actually even had a nickname for ourselves. We call ourselves the Yerds. You know, yearbook and nerds. I don't know. I loved it, every bit of it, and there's nothing else like it.